This is what it
Wow.
is. You know, this is
Wow.
what it is. They feel like they got control of us, and when they can't control you, like Bev said, they're gonna throw you in that box for sure. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm
You
just
know,
looking at
that's just what
Hollywood
it
right
is.
now. When it comes down to this, even this movie, was
Mhm.
made with hard work. People put in the work. The quality of this movie is amazing. Nobody came back and said anything about the quality. Is that, oh my God, this quality is amazing, right? But
Yeah.
then for the theaters to come back and say, you don't have an audience for this movie, or whatever else, just basically say no to this movie being shown in the atmosphere where people are used to seeing movies. Okay, that's just part of
Mhm.
it used to be part of the norm. Now we just changing the norm up now. but how what is it about individuals that don't fit a particular criteria, that where people, the evils, I call them the evils to be, feel like they get to just kick you outside of society and you have to stay there or else? What is it about that, Jason, when it
You know
comes
what it
down to
is? You know what it
Hollywood
is? It's fear.
Mhm.
say?
That's what it come down
Mhm,
to. It's fear.
Yes.
You
mhm.
never know who funding what. You never know who getting money from where. You never know who patting who on the back. And people want people to be in their corner. So when it come down to the come down and you got to make a stand that means something.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Not if it's gonna cut off that water supply. No,
Oh
indeed.
wow.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's just what it is. I mean, I went through that with my own career. There was
Mhm.
Mm.
allegations out, and not one person popped out and said, "Oh, Jason did this or Jason did that," but everybody left me. My whole
Mhm.
Mm.
team dropped me,
Mm.
only to find
Wow.
out that that was just a lie. Nothing ever came from it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But
It's
I
not
gotta I gotta
though.
walk around with that on my shoulders, and I gotta walk around. I gotta be able to look my kids in the face when it's hard for me to feed them. Daddy was just on top of
Wow.
the world, and somebody could make up something, and because everybody's scared, I take
Yeah.
that bullet. That's
You
how I
know
Wow.
what
go.
though, Jason? You said something. I don't even know if you remember this. When you came in and you were getting your hair cut, and you don't, I was listening to you. I peeped everything. You said, yo, this call just came through, bro. And I needed this, y'all. I was just in my kitchen praying, like, God, I need this. Right? And so I heard that and I said, man, that boy talked to God. Like regardless of
Yeah.
what you see on the outside, and I feel like just the overwhelming emotion inside of me because I'm like, man, we don't realize how much God hears, God knows, and God vindicates, right? But at the same time, I'm gonna bring it back all the way back. What
Mhm.
people have to understand about the African American community is that we come from the tribe of Kush, okay? And this has been since ancient times. People like talk about the color thing. I'm not going to talk to you about color. Certain tribes have certain mantles over them. And for some reason, people coming out of this tribe have a mantle of influence over them. Once we
Mhm.
shifted, the game
Yeah.
changes law wise, everything. Okay?
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
authority that African Americans have. We run culture. I could prove it to you. Big booties, big lips, long nails, braids, all of that. We did it first, and it was called ghetto. Today, it is the style. It is it.
It's
Okay?
style. Yeah.
Right.
We do
Yeah. Yeah.
something and it dominates culture. This is fact. And even white people will agree with me. We, as far as economy, the white folk got it with economy. But when it comes to the African American community and really the black culture itself, even in Africa, they know how to dance before they know how to walk. We are cultural. We understand culture and we influence culture. When you can tear down the eyes of culture, you can control government. You can control economy.
Yeah.
But the day that culture says no, that changes the game. So I see, I at the end of the day, do I think it's just racism between white and black? No, I believe it's the powers that be. I believe it's greater evil. It's Satan and high wicked. We don't deal with war of flesh and blood. This is principalities and wicked things in high places, right? But for some reason, they know that with these people, there is an anointing on them and a mantle on them. And as long as we
Yeah.
can keep this particular group down, confused, sending them to the
Hmm.
chop shop, sending them to the two places where I saw black people the most was when I was in front of the abortion clinic and when I was locked up in the feds. And it was not
Wow.
normal. It was awkward to see. It was weird. And I say, oh my
Hmm.
God, Satan, these are juggernauts in this prison with me. This is crazy. But I realize the enemy has worked strategically to deceive us, but also to
Mm-hmm.
deceive others and how we're perceived. And they're working, the powers that be are working at it. They want to make you
Yeah.
a thug. They want to make you a gangster. They want you to rap about bitches and hoes. But when it's time for
Mm-hmm.
you to just be an
Mhm.
intelligent man that stands for something,
Man, come
it's a problem.
on. They
You're a threat.
emasculate you. Oh my
Right. So
Lord. Oh, let me
now,
calm
guess
down,
what,
girl.
Jason? I haven't seen a scene of you yet making it clap. You ain't bent over yet. So I find it
Right.
interesting. The career gets a little sketchy when you don't start
You
knowing you
know,
got
you
to
know,
dance for
you.
massa.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something crazy too. It's funny you said that.
Yeah.
I was producing my first movie, going broke on it. You hear me? I'm talking about betting on myself for the first time ever. I'm like, look, I gave my whole life to this business. Y'all not gonna shut me down.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They called me and
Mm-hmm.
offered me a role, more money than I would have ever made in my life,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
to play Little
Hmm.
Murder on P Valley. Full
Oh
offer.
hell no! I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, okay.
I knew it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I
Facts.
knew
Okay.
it. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm just keeping it a
Mm-mm.
buck. I'm
Mm-mm.
just keeping it a
Mm-mm.
buck. I'm
Mm-mm.
just keeping it a
Thank
buck.
you. Thank
This
you.
thing
It's
got to be
Thank
scary out
you.
exposed.
here, man.
This thing
It's
You're
got to be
scary out
absolutely
exposed.
right.
here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
I,
scary
I
out
want
here.
to thank you for saying that and just being able to be honest with the audience to say that because that's what I truly believe. When I look at a lot of our, especially, and I'm not making this a black or white thing, but we're talking about our black actors and actresses now. Okay, it's shifted from the movie to this, but you know what? We let go and we let God. All right. And I said, why is it that it feels like they've been pushed out of everything unless they're acting this particular way? Okay. And I'm like, is it because these different roles come to them and they are required to act this particular way that goes against their Christian belief or their ideology or what have you? And so, with hearing you saying that, you just basically confirmed what I have truly believed.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about control. You know, if you want to
Mhm.
ultimately control a man, what do you
Mm.
take from him?
Wow, his
You
manhood.
know what I mean?
That's right.
Wow.
And now after that,
That's
his
right.
head forever gonna be bowed. You can only be so proud if somebody could bring that up. You forever gonna be walking around with that on your shoulders.
Mm,
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And
mm,
it just is what it is. And see, after you're viewed uncontrollable, now
Yeah.
you're a real problem. You're a real problem. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. Because I'm a God fearing man. That's all I feel. And I feel like
Yeah.
he always gonna do what he got to do to make it happen. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm
That
saying? Like a minute ago,
right.
everybody was just talking about how great this movie was, and you know, it was gonna be out, and everybody was gonna get the story and all of this, and the theaters was so happy to get it, and one person jumped off the bandwagon, and now they like, oh, hold up, wait, what we talking about? Who are we supporting?
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie,
Yeah.
dog. Why you worry about all that? It ain't your story,
mm, mm.
but let it be about money, sex, and drugs.
Come on.
That's
Yeah.
the
Okay.
easiest
Yeah.
decision to make. Everybody wants to see that.
Mhm. I guess that's
Yeah.
It's
relatable,
an
right?
ugly
You black.
world.
You'll understand that.
Right,
A
right.
lot
You
of
get
times
that,
what they
don't
do is
you? Get that?
yeah, but they use individuals like Jason Mitchell, this celebrity, this phenomenal actor. They would use him as the person to push that down
Mhm.
individuals' jokes throats. When people, if people saw him acting that particular way, they would feel that it's okay to be that particular way. But what Jason did was manned up. Yeah, what he did was
You
manned up
did.
Thank
and said,
you.
no,
You
Right.
I'm
did.
not doing that. I ain't going out like that. No, no,
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
So people could be talking about my children at school. I'm straight.
Right.
I'm
No.
good. I'm good on
No
that. Some
amount
of
of
that money
money.
be real expensive. Some of that money be
No.
too
No amount of
expensive.
money. Mm-mm.
No,
Yeah.
You
no,
know
no.
that
You gotta you
that
gotta
takes
have,
up
you
my
gotta
level
stand
of
for something
respect
and
for
fall for
you.
anything.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I
That